to Dr. Suman C, Raman and Shekhar Iyer, who are joining us on this broadcast to kind of decode what's happening right now in the India bloc. Dr. Suman C, Raman, to you first. Good evening. Happy New Year. We're starting off the new year on what is a rather politically stormy note in Tamil Nadu. A lot of question marks, sir, on whether we're going to see the Congress-DMK alliance coming through.
Happy New Year to you, Akshita, and to the viewers. I think what we are actually seeing in Tamil Nadu is more brinkmanship on the part of the Congress. Now, until Manickam Tagore fired his salvo, it was just, local elements in the state unit are not happy and all that. But Manickam Tagore is seen as having the year of Rahul Gandhi. And it's extremely unlikely that Manickam Tagore would have gone on his own without a nudge from somewhere, or at least without being in the loop on what the proposal or plan was. So clearly this is a tactic by the Congress High Command, and it's what is unfair about it. I mean, without the Congress and the other allies, the DMK cannot win, period. So to ask, saying that, and for decades the Congress has been part of the alliance and has got nothing except a handful of MLAs. So asking for a share in the power is absolutely right. Now the point is they will be persuaded by the relationship that Mr. Stalin and Mr. Rahul Gandhi have eventually, because I think the important part is that DMK is a very important is a very significant part of the India alliance. Now, the India alliance, for all practical purposes, collapses if the DMK exits the India alliance.
No, but ultimately also, can I just add here, Mr. Suman C. Raman, we'll put out those numbers of why the Congress also needs this alliance. Just look at how they've performed. Whether you look at 2016 or 2021, granted, they weren't given a big chunk of seats. 41 seats contested, they won just 8 in 2016. But you look at 2021, they did better the tally, but they were given just about a handful of seats of 25. They won 18 of those seats, and there was no power sharing deal whatsoever. Can I just highlight here, Mr. Suman C. Raman, that yes, they were given a very limited number of seats. They can't afford to, fight on their own, can they? They need the DMK too. There's no doubt about it.
No, but what do they have to lose? They have 18 MLAs to lose. The DMK has the government to lose. So who has more to lose, Akshita? And logically, look, without the Congress and the VCK and the Communist parties and the big alliance, the phalanx of parties in the DMK combined, the DMK will not win. The Congress is now saying, give us our pound of flesh, which is actually quite fair. But I don't believe that they will actually execute this threat. I think that this is more bargaining to make 25 seats, which they contested last time, into 30 seats. Because at one stage, after the Bihar result, there were people saying that DMK will reduce their number of seats to 20 for the Congress. So this is probably a pressure tactic to say, look, we have other options. We could go with TVK. TVK is completely untested. There's no way a Congress plus TVK alliance is going to win the election. So definitely, I think that there will be a lot. Yesterday, Mr. Girish Chodankar is on record saying that I wish we can conclude the seat sharing talks with DMK very quickly so that we can get into the next step of campaigning and so on.
No, but I want to, Mr. Shekhar Iyer, I'll bring you in on this. Do you think that the reason the Congress is speaking out, there's lots of buzz about this, that Congress leaders are now speaking out because there are talks happening with the TVK. So they feel emboldened by that. And that's where they're kind of giving an ultimatum to the DMK saying, look, you ensure there's a power sharing deal. Do you agree with that theory?
Oh, there is more to, to what is happening between Congress and DMK than just pressure tactics. Because at the highest level, led by Congress General Secretary K.C. Venugopal, there is a view that, look, not just hard bargaining. We will start with the hard bargaining, but at the same time, that it is a desire of Rahul Gandhi that Congress is actually leading the campaign against the BJP, against Prime Minister Modi at all India level, notwithstanding the electoral reverses. Therefore, these regional parties are also gaining from whatever campaign the Rahul Gandhi is undertaking, and that should be reflected in manner in which alliances are concluded, seats are shared.
But 5 years, they had no problem, Mr. Shekhar Iyer. 5 years, they had no problem with not being a part of the government.
No, but at the same time, there is also an assessment, and largely by people who believe that K.C. Venugopal is also looking at what would be the impact in case of an alternative arrangement in the state of Kerala, which he is more interested. And with the talk that, in case Congress wins Kerala Assembly elections, KC Venugopal would be in the lead for the post of Chief Minister. So there is a lot of personal investment by KC Venugopal as to what is happening in Tamil Nadu. So therefore, first it started with Praveen Chakravarti holding talks with Vijay. And it is known that following the Karur incident, Rahul Gandhi and Vijay have been in touch more than a dozen times.
I mean, quite honestly, I don't know if Praveen Chakravarti was representing the party, was representing the Congress when he met with the TVK. So while there's all of this buzz of a Congress-TVK alliance of the cards, there's still no concrete details of who is in talks with the TVK from the Congress. The Tamil Nadu Congress, yes, Mr. Iyer.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, whether he's speaking on, but definitely after Manickam Tagore entered the fray and said, look, because stories have been coming, quoting Congress sources and also DMK sources. The Congress is showing that, look, at least we cannot just because it was the DMK, from the DMK side, it was made clear, as Suman C Raman pointed out, that we gave you 25, you won only 18. So you can have all those 18 seats where you have your MLAs.
Okay.
But we cannot give you what you want, which is two seats in every district. That is 38 districts are there.
Mr. Suman C Raman, yeah.
Yeah, there are multiple factions. I mean, the Congress has always had about half a dozen factions in Tamil Nadu for the 5% vote share. They've had a dozen factions, half a dozen. This time, there are two clear factions which are emerging. The one faction with Mr. Selva Perendagai, who is the state Congress president, and Mr. P. Chidambaram, who are batting very strongly for an alliance with the DMK. In fact, when the rumors of this TVK talks started, it was Mr. Chidambaram who put out a post saying, trying to scotch the speculation on that front. So there are, and now you have Mr. Manickam Tagore, you have Praveen Chakravarti, you have a few others on the other side. Mr. Praveen Chakravarti, in fact, has sort of had informal talks. So I think that either the reason I'm coming back to this having some kind of approval of the High Command is because no action has been taken against Praveen Chakravarti, even though the state president asked for action to be taken. The TNCC president, Mr. Selva Perendagai, said action should be taken against him for speaking out of turn, and nothing happened. Now, Mr. Manickam Tagore, who is an insider of the High Command, is speaking in the same voice. So this is not something which does not have Mr. Rahul Gandhi's approval. It's obviously sort of he is blessing it in some form. Whether he will pull the plug, I don't think so.
We're talking about the Congress-DMK and how it's a rocky road ahead for them. It's clearly not, perfect in the NDA as well. So I request both of you to stay with me. There's one aspect of this. Here's what we're picking up. Amit Shah, remembers, on a 2-day visit to Tamil Nadu. He was in Pudukottai and then in Trichy. Now, here's what's interesting in that particular visit. Amit Shah, while in fact in Tamil Nadu, did not meet with Edappadi Palaniswami of the AIADMK. There was no meet whatsoever, which was very surprising, raised eyebrows as well. Again, when Amit Shah spoke, at no point did he name EPS. He didn't refer to EPS even as the CM face of the NDA, which he's done previously. In his last visit to Tamil Nadu, he was seated with Edappadi Palaniswami and made that comment. And it wasn't just Amit Shah. No Tamil Nadu BJP Neta endorsed EPS either. And so there's a big question mark of what's really happening within the NDA. Is there an issue particularly over the fact, Mr. Shekhar Iyer, that because of EPS, there is no consolidated NDA right now? The likes of TTV, OPS, Sashikala, all out there not joining the NDA because of the EPS factor. And this is why Amit Shah perhaps is refusing to really name EPS or refuse to meet him this time.
No, I would not go thus far because BJP cannot afford to disturb this alliance. But definitely, Amit Shah is disappointed, even though ADMK BJP alliance was announced last April. And since then, both ADMK and BJP leaders were supposed to go full hog, highlighting the failures of DMK government and trying to have a full-throated campaign. That apparently did not happen because all these months, the time was spent who is in, who is out. What about TT Dinakaran? What about OPS? Then these people rushing to meet Amit Shah, then Chengotain went there, came back, then joined TVK. All this has finally come to a point where Amit Shah feels, despite an early start to this alliance has not really gone, or has not fired on all cylinders. That is why his visit yesterday, when he addressed them, also he said the same thing, that we need to fight this election as if we are winning this. So this is more of a kind of, I would say, to put all the soldiers on the ground to get going
No,
rather
but
than breaking alliance.
Dr.
But
Suman C.
at the
Raman, the
same time,
reality is the NDA is
one
having an
more
issue
thing.
in getting everyone together. Yes, Mr. Iyer, quickly.
No. Other thing is there is a lot of talk whether BJP is approaching TVK. That is not at all possible
No,
because
I agree. That I
that is
agree
not
is
at all
not possible.
possible.
That
And
I
people
agree.
trying to draw inference that means BJP is looking at TVK. That is all I
No,
would
even the
say
TVK has made
pure
it very clear
speculation.
that's not going to happen. Dr. Suman C. Raman, look, ultimately the NDA, if they want to really pose a challenge to the DMK, has to get the act together, in the sense, get everyone together. And that's not happening.
Yeah, I think, there's no question of Mr. Amit Shah wanting to rock the boat. If the BJP breaks the alliance, the happiest party will be the AIADMK, because then they can tie up without any qualms with the TVK and sweep the election. And they will almost certainly win the election if they go in for an alliance with the TVK. So there is no question of the BJP now wanting to cut the AIADMK down to size or whatever. Having said that, yes, it is a problem that Mr. EPS has not been accommodative. And I think that probably that we could see that change in the next 1 month,
Okay.
where whether it is Mr. TTV Dinakaran or Mr. OPS or Mr. Andumani's faction of the PMK, all of them are brought on board probably before middle of February is my guess. So if that happens, then the NDA becomes a competitive force.
Yeah. But
And
let's
of
see
course,
if it happens, because that will be with the caveat.
the
Yeah.
outside option of Vijay contesting against the BJP but aligning with the AIADMK. That is always there. I've been maintaining that that remains open.
Yeah.
With BJP is expected to get only 20, I mean, maybe 25 to 30 seats at the most, outer limit. So why not have friendly
Sure,
fights in those
that
30
is
seats?
definitely something that could perhaps happen. Let's see what plays out. But right now, as it stands, the NDA also has a whole lot of work to do on the ground. Thank you very much, Dr. Suman C. Raman and Mr. Shekhar Iyer, for your time, for joining us here on India Today.